Hey tubers, Bart coming at you. Happy Tuesday. It's a mail day for me. Figured I'd just create this touch point rather than waiting for the next couple pieces of mail to come in, because this is a couple weeks worth anyway. It's buying season, as I say every year in the fall. A lot of people try to liquidate some things to free up some funds for other stuff. I wish I was postured better every time in the fall when this happens, but that doesn't mean I'm going to miss opportunities to buy stuff. So, bought some things, got some things on the way, and am on the lookout for sure. So we'll get into it. I got 3 sports represented here, so not bad. Pretty excited about this. This is an 05 Upper Deck autograph of Frank Gore sticker, but nice. And I think I got it for like $21, and it is pretty spotless, which was not expected at all. But at 20 some dollars, I was like, I'm gonna take the risk. I won it at auction. Didn't really expect it. I didn't expect to win because I'd expected it to go higher anyway. And then when you see all this blue and possibility of places for chipping, and it doesn't have the chipping there, that's pretty exciting. And I think the best way to check the centering is this little open space here and the equivalent open space on the other side, because otherwise the orientation's a little off. But that's going to get slabbed up, which is cool. I am running out of the opportunities to send things that I bought raw to grade based on them coming in rough condition, but that's a risk I play. That's why my price point, my willingness to buy those things is gone down too. Here's another random win. Ray Bork, one of, if not the greatest defenseman of all time there. Pretty sweet. OPG 1980, PSA 7. I won that for way under what I thought I would get. That's one of those ones where I just throw in bids on a solid grade of that card with zero expectations, and sometimes it happens. Check this one out. I was a little stronger on this one just because it was talking to me like, hey, this is a type of card that needs to be in your PC. I think there's 3 Incredibles from 99 with the 49ers on it. I want to say it's Garrison Hurst, and I can't remember what the other one is. It's T.O. maybe. I have both of them in raw, but neither one of them are grade worthy. But did not have the Joe Montana. And when I saw it, PSA 9 on card, the pop of this is either 5 or 8, but none higher. So it was like, all right, you'll never see a nicer one of these potentially. It seemed like the right thing to do, so I snagged it up for the Niners PC. I'm still waiting on the one that led to this purchase, but here's the Prism rookie Jalen Hurts. I bought the Josh Allen first, just because he was about to break the record of the rushing touchdowns. And when you're sitting, he was already sitting at 75, and that was just wild to me. From a quarterback in year 8, easily, if he slows down, he's still hitting 100 touchdowns rushing as a quarterback, which is just a wild number. And something I don't know if we're respecting enough in football right now. The next up-and-comer is Hurts. Not as popular as a Josh Allen, and his style of play isn't as exciting sometimes as well. So I don't think he gets the fanfare, but with less time under his belt, he's sitting at 62 rushing touchdowns. And so when I bought the Josh Allen for not what wasn't cheap at the time, I don't know if it's gone up or not since then, but it's still, I'm sure, strong. I was like, well, where's Jalen Hurts' rookie? Because it's somewhat complimentary, and by the end, you know, he'll definitely be at some numbers that I would want to have represented in the PC as far as the history of football and the history of the cardboard that went along with it. And this was a quarter or less of the Josh Allen price. So yeah, I think I want to say this is lower pop as well. So those numbers just meant that Hertz is a little undervalued right now, but all that just means is it was time to buy it rather than, putting it off because it was going to be in the PC. Check this out. A little salty about how this came about, but I really like this card, so I'm thankful of that. I'm a big 3,000 Strikeouts Club PSA set registry fan. I've been pursuing that one. It's only, I think it's 20 cards now, because this is the 20th edition. So I'm still short my Wajo. Got to pick up a Walter Johnson from T206. That's the last one, but I've done pretty well on all the other cards, minus the Nolan Ryan I need to upgrade. But, for what money in the hobby would call a non-baseball guy, I got a pretty solid baseball set there in that one. And so I pursue it. And in his future Hall of Fame card set, and typically that's one of the big feeders for these types of sets, his Topps card is there, and the Max Scherzer is already in the 3,000 Strikeout Club set, and that's the Topps card of that year from 08. But for whatever reason, they chose the Bowman Chrome draft. They had a reason, because I hit them up and sent them emails and stuff like, WTF over, you're violating. And they had some other set that they claimed was the precedent. I'm not a huge fan of that, because I do like the higher print run cards for these base card sets. If that makes sense. I like them to be more available to the people. I prefer not the numbered versions too much, if that's avoidable, and just the rare stuff, etc. But picked this up. I actually picked two of these up because I won one at an auction, and I thought I was doing pretty good with the price point, and then this one showed up for like $80 less, and I was like, what the heck? And so I pulled the trigger on the buy it now for this, and I was like, well, I just lowered the price point. I'm in on these between the two of them. I'm going to pick the nicer one and keep it, and then send the other one off to sell. And so that one's already on its way to consignment with a 200 card consignment that I sent off. It's less such a big deal that it's 200 cards, and more just the finality of I kept piling up, I can consign this, I can send this off, I can send this off, and it just took me months and months to send it, so the pile just kept getting bigger. But always trying to chip away at streamlining and downsizing a bit, but that's a little difficult one. But anyway, got the Kershaw here, 08 Bowman Chrome draft, great looking card, and very sharp example, obviously a PSA 10, but the card matches, which I'm very happy about, because I was concerned, and that's one of the reasons why I was okay with buying two of them. I was like, something with that darker borders and things like that, especially on the back. Let me see what comes in cleaner. I picked that one. Here's a Hall of Fame rookie that I needed. I believe this is, he's in the 100th anniversary set, is really the one I was working on at the time. It goes to a number of them, but I'm chipping away at the smaller key card sets, either Hall of Fame or otherwise, for football. Not as much focusing on the large, just all Hall of Famers, but at some point I'm going to do so well and chip away so much at some of the key card sets and be like, all right, I'm pretty close to the big show again, which I was over at 90% at one point before I did a sell-off back in COVID times. But chipping away. It's tough to pursue some of those bigger sets, but then it's tough to not pick up the future cards that will be part of those sets, because I like to buy the rookies of today's modern age people, stay connected with the game. I don't just do vintage, because they don't keep me connected in the same manner, and I like to see the guy that I got the cardboard of on TV type of thing. So knowing that I'll be able to build upon the sets in the future, because I've already made those pickups and things like that, and will continue to do so, leads me to still keep some of those big sets alive, even though I'm not actively pursuing them. But there's the Ray Guy, PSA 8 from 1974. One of the most obscure photos of the actual player mentioned by name, because clearly he is not depicted in a significant way here, but thankfully they got at least his leg up in the air during the picture so that you know he's the punter. But Kind of interesting photo to choose there. And then pick this up for the right price. Don't think I'd ever, since he wasn't a first ballot guy, I don't think I'd pay the premium for PSA 10 on Eli. So I saw the 04 Chrome come up and wanted a solid price at auction. So I was pretty content with that. So those are the pickups. How about them Niners? 9-4, despite all the things. We're not scary enough on defense to probably do any damage later on, but I'll take victories after victories. They make the weeks a little bit more sweeter and give me something to look forward to. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Still in the holiday season, so don't give up on that. Buy your kids and stuff a lot of presents as we go, and let's enjoy the month and enjoy some good sports along the way. Till next time, later.